In some situations, you might find it advantageous to fade out a pattern. In the case of this hardwood floor, I think it would look better if we faded the right edge and the lower edge of the floor, because as it stands, this appears to be a hard line. And this drawing is just a detail of a larger floor plan, and we don't want to give the impression that this is actually a wall or something, or the end of the floor. So the first thing we can do is get rid of these construction lines, which are on the Shape 1 layer, simply by dragging its thumbnail into the trash. The next thing we need to do is figure out how to fade away this floor. The floor is composed of these two layers in the clipping group, the pattern layer, which fills the screen, and the floor layer, which clips that pattern. The floor layer determines where the pattern is applied, so it makes sense that we should alter the floor layer itself. So let's go ahead and select the floor layer and then click this icon to add a layer mask to that layer. So the layer mask is currently white, meaning it's revealing everything. Let's use the gradient tool, and instead of using a black to white gradient, we're going to use a black to transparent gradient, which is the second thumbnail. It's foreground to transparent. So what this is depends upon what color you have in the foreground. I need to make sure that this is black so that I can make a gradient with black pixels on this layer mask. Now I'm going to drag the cursor from over here to the left, and I'm going to hold down the Shift key to make sure that that gradient is applied horizontally. And it started to fade out the edge. I'll do it again and again to fade that out progressively. And I can do that down below. I can drag from the bottom up, and I'll hold down the Shift key, and I'll do that repeatedly to fade out that edge. Now, that's much better, but the wall up here is very crisp. I'd like to apply this same fading to the wall fill, so that's very easily done. I can simply hold down the Option key on the Mac or the Alt key on the PC and drag this layer mask thumbnail from the floor layer to the walls layer and drop it there. That's going to copy the mask. So now we have this same fading effect applying to the edges of the plan. And this gives us a subconscious cue that we're just looking at a detail here and not a hard edge. So in this video, you learned how to use the gradient tool in conjunction with a layer mask to fade out patterns.